can deal with the mage. This is how I feel about Reno Mage. I know Reno Mage is considered one of the best decks in the world, and a lot of players gotten ranked 1 legend with the such deck. But at the same time, this deck is just like Control a Warrior a long time ago, where a lot of matchups are almost 50-50. A lot of matchups are in fact below 50-50, but we do well versus some of the aggro matchups.
Well, Eloise is quite lucky that Silvername's Shaman is aggro, because the Jade Shaman, or the mid Jade Shaman, as I guess it's referred to nowadays, is much stronger against Reno Mage.
With the Bloodlust.
Yeah. Well, Bloodlust is one of those cards that can really help the matchup, but just the fact that the Jade can get so big, and the Mage can win it by bursting the Shaman down very quickly. But if Jinyu is played at the correct time, maybe with Bran to heal the Shaman back up, then it can just be too much for the Mage to get past.
Now, how do you feel about this Fire Blast on the 1/1?
I guess Eloise is just trying to guarantee that this Doomsayer procs. She's not in any...
On a totem, though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's to get the tempo, isn't it? Like...
Yep. The only card actually, only cards for Silvername that doesn't help this scenario is the flanking totem. If Silvername had a flanking totem in his hand, that 1/1 could have helped a lot. But if he has a lightning bolt or anything else, the Doomsayer can still die. So not quite sure on that choice personally, but
I guess Flame Tongue Totem is just one of these cards nowadays that every player is just giving so much respect to. It seems to be one of the favorite cards talked about very frequently for getting a nerf. I know that Raven quite passionately has been talking about how he'd love to see Flame Tongue Totem get nerfed. Obviously, one thing that this Doomsayer has done, which is super important, is it has prevented Silvername from putting Flame Faceless down this turn.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also makes her play the 4-drop 3/5, which forgets to heal all the way to 30, and she's probably feeling very comfortable to play that card on turn 4. Refreshment Vendor.
It's as good as any 4-drop the Mage can play here, right? It's well statted. It deals with Silvername's current board. Healing yourself back up to 30 doesn't do any harm either.
And most importantly, Silvername can't really get rid of it without using second Jade Lightning.
Okay.
And that's a waste of mana. And in aggro decks, it's really important to spend every mana, every piece. Turn 1, that's why turn 1 is so important to have a 1-drop. Although Silvername didn't get it either.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Floating mana is not something you want to be doing in Silvername's position. But Eloise seems to be struggling too now. She's had to just drop the Manic Soulcaster down with a ping, which is okay. Like, she's never going to save that card for value in this matchup. But now she really has to start playing defensively. Yeah, she can Frostbolt that Flamewreath Faceless. But the rest of her turn is a little bit awkward here.
Unless she gets a Polymorph.
Right?
With a Baffling Books.
Yeah, well, with Paveling Book is what that play is called, right? The book into Polymorph. Shatter's not bad at all.
Shatter is... Wait a minute. That is not the line of play that I thought she was going to make, but...
I think we were both expecting Shatter to be played instantly then, as soon as we saw it picked up.
Yeah, with a Frost Bolt.
I guess there are other cards in Eloise's deck that can freeze. There's going to be Frost Nova, there's going to be Blizzard.
There's a Polymorph now.
She just really valued drawing cards there. And like you said, there's the Polymorph. She can dispatch that 7/7 very easily next turn now.
Yep. Violence Portal, Polymorph, anything really she has.
Yeah, Eloise is running Blizzard, and she doesn't appear to be running Frost Nova, actually. Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I am surprised that she opted not to play Shatter that turn. It may be because in her head she already had the turn mapped out, and she decided to just go with her initial play.
Well, this is actually okay play, because even if the flanking totem, even if the healing totem heals the Faceless, which it did, becomes the you know, five health minion which just died to Violence Portal. And she gets a 5 drop. Well, unfortunately, it's only 3/2.
Yeah, not a great 5-drop there. Don't think there are any beast synergies in Eloise's deck either.
I believe not.
Now things are getting a little bit intense. Eloise does have Blizzard, which is going to be huge for just putting a stop to Silvername's board temporarily, but she's really going to want to pick up Ice Block. Oh, sorry, she's got Ice Block. She's really going to want to pick up Reno Jackson soon to play with her Ice Block.
Oh my. This Eloise's hand is just getting better and better.
It is.
Blizzard, she can also shatter and kill the 4/4 spell power because the big cost in Silvername's hand. Or she can just destroy it with a ooze.
Yeah. It's working out really nicely. She's going to opt to destroy it rather than ping and clear the board. It does mean leaving the spell damage there, so those lava bursts are now 12 damage. But 12 damage is not 23 damage, so Eloise is quite safe right now.
Very, especially with the ice block. And Eloise is actually looking pretty close to lethal in the next couple turns if you think about it, that she has the power blast. We can just go face, ignore all effects.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I think it's a little bit risky. Ultimately, all Eloise needs to do to win this matchup is survive a little bit longer. Like, if she can just see those lava bursts get wasted and then play Reno Jackson, then she wins 100% of the time. But this looks very, very nice. Able to clear the entire board whilst putting 5 damage into the face.
Now Silverhand is left with no board, no spell power, only lava burst and actually lightning bolt, but then the spells aren't what you're looking for when your opponent says at 23 health, and he decides to concede.
Yeah, he's done. I think now is a good time to concede. Like, you assume that your opponent has... if you're Silvername, you probably assume there's a Reno Jackson somewhere in her hand as well. As there are a few cards there, including Ice Block, that Eloise was just holding on to. Something like Kazakus would also have ruined Silvername's day. I think that was probably a good time to concede.
Yeah. He also just didn't have enough cards, and whatever he placed was going to get removed from Eloise's perspective. It is just nothing Silvername could do at that point.
Now, as you were saying to me earlier, Eloise, the only person in this tournament at this stage playing Priest now.
Yeah, she's the only one who brought Priest.
Yeah. Like Rogue, it's kind of a deck that's been falling out of favor more recently, as we bow down to our Pirate Overlords. And our Reno Overlords, I guess.
At the beginning, it was well known that, and then Blizzard expected this deck to be a counter to all aggro, but that hasn't really been the case, especially against the Warriors.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Silvername actually isn't not running full on the aggro, and Silvername also does not have the best hand to start with. Until Alexstras's champion. Alright.
That was a pretty well-timed card to draw there. Fiery War Axe would have been just fine too, but this was a little bit better. It prevents Eloise from curving now into Coin Cabal Courier. She's just going to end her turn right there.
And Silvername now starts building up on that Frothing Berserker. That will likely also survive unless Eloise top decks, which it didn't, the Shadow Pain.
Well, here we go again. We're in the same position that we've been in several times already tonight, I feel like, where... Well, it might just be the second time tonight, but Frothing Berserker has come down on turn 3. Eloise doesn't have an answer, and now it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Ooh, Eloise was expecting and hoping that she can play a coin and remove the Frothing Berserker with the Blackwing Corruptor, but I don't think that will be happening, would it?
No, I don't
Not with a Twilight Guardian, not with a Blood Ichor. Either way, the Silvername can safely remove this from, well, defend his Frothing Berserker.
Yeah, that Berserker wasn't going anywhere. The decision Silvername obviously had to work out there was whether he wanted to play Blood Ichor or play Twilight Guardian. Guardian would have been a little bit more on curve, but he decided that he'll save that for later when he needs a taunt. He'll play the Blood to Ichor because it guarantees the clear there with the Alexstrasza champion, and also gives him a 2/2. Even though he only spent 1 mana that turn, well, plus his hero power, he's ended up in a pretty good spot. And Shadow of
Ooh,
Pain
that
is
Shadow
just
of Pain would have been helpful.
a little bit late.
Last turn, yeah, it's a turn late. And
It's
I think
worth
Eloise is
saying.
forced to now just defend herself with the Twilight Guardian.
Yeah, you're right.
And hopefully Silvername runs his Frothing Berserker into Twilight Guardian.
Yeah, if you're Eloise, you're definitely hoping that. It looks like it is going to happen. She is going to be able to destroy the Frothing Berserker. Better late than never. It hasn't actually hit the face for too much damage just yet.
Yeah, it's not like it has 9 damage or anything. Now, yeah, Brothing Corruptor can kill it, and then it will also trade with his Surge Rig. And, well, what you're scared on turn 6 usually is for if you're 15 or 15 health or less, you're afraid of Draconic.
Yeah, but luckily for Eloise, she still has 22 health, and as she's a priest, she's hopefully going to be able to keep herself above the 15 health threshold there. Now that Shadowword Pain, well, not just yet, but very soon that Shadowword Pain is going to come in handy, by the way, when Twilight Guardian comes down and she makes a very, very nice little tempo trade-off there. Though first, she has to deal with this.
Yes, another Frothing Berserker, and whoa, that is fabulous. Card by the way that she just stuffed deck.
So I'll be honest, just before she picked that up, I quickly glanced at the deck list, just looking for that specific card. Eloise is actually running 2 Dragonfire Potions, which is not common at all in Dragon Priests nowadays. Many of them don't even run 1.
Most of them will just try to get away with the running Ascot of Evil, but just running 2 Dragonfire Potions straight up, which is pretty good against everything else but the Jade.
Right, yeah. It's, and even Jade, like, it's not so bad up until a certain point.
Yeah. Until that point where they start getting 7/7, 8/8s.
Right, exactly. Eloise can now play arguably the strongest card in the game.
Arguably the best value card in the game.
Right. Draconid Operative, and down it comes.
Ooh,
oh, wow, okay.
Actually.
2 decent cards here for the priest.
Or is it just 1 decent card? Now she can play the Blackened Corruptor next turn, and she can also go for Twilight Guardian next turn. That'll be pretty good. Ooh.
Now,
right.
I was looking at her hand and her side of the board and her health, and I was wondering if she'd heal up or play Blackman Corruptor just to make sure she stays above 15 health. However, she does have Shadowware Death in her hand, so she's probably thinking, if Silvername spends 6 mana playing a 9/9, I don't care. I just play Shadowware Death and then play my second operative.
Yeah. I think that's so much tempo lost for Silvername if he actually decides to go for 9/9 this turn, which is seemingly pretty strong play.
He has a big hand now with a lot of options thanks to the Curator that he played last turn. He does have 2 Draconid Crushers, so when one gets dealt with, he can still rely on the second. Which could be relevant, as we only see 1 Shadowware Death so far.
I'm just wondering if he's going to play the Twilight Guardian. Oh, he goes for Sir Friendly Merton first. Will he go for Fire Blast, alright. And now he's left with the perhaps a little awkward turns now. Can Hero Power it. Actually, you know what? He can Hero Power and kill that, which is very good. Although the Curator will die 2/1/3, this is a pretty good trade.
Yeah, I see Silvername's pretty happy with that. Just again, Draconid Operative. Such a strong minion with a capable body. So
Now,
Eloise...
will the Eloise play it operative again and try to get something decent? You know, Silvername is running Ragnar's, and I think the Ragnar's should be pretty good in this board state. Well, next couple turns.
Yeah, you're right. Eloise is... She's in an awkward position because she can't quite clear this entire board.
Yeah. But that she needs to. She can set up the taunt with the Twilight Guardian even after Draconic Operative. Or get another Corruptor.
Okay, so
she's
these
gonna
are
play
actually...
4 Corruptors.
These are actually all reasonable.
Fireworks.
I definitely see the appeal in playing a 4th Blackman Corruptor. You're right, that's pretty devastating. But she's going to go with the Fiery War Axe. She's going to go with the cheaper way of dealing 3 damage. Using her health as a resource. Just gonna get rid of Finley, leaving just the Drake on the board. I like this a lot. Able to heal herself as well with the coin.
Usually you don't see health being used as a resource as a priest.
Right, especially against
even in this
warrior deck
matchup.
nowadays.
Now Silvername can't really summon the 9/9s for cheap, 6 mana. Unless he goes for, well, yeah, he can't. So he's left with basically Twilight Guardian play, I suppose. But then, oh, you know, very often I'll be very scared in this position to play Corcoran Elite and Twilight Guardian against the just 5/6 because you're afraid of Exit of Evil. But in here, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because Eloise brought Dragonfire Potion, and that's probably why actually Silvername did not ban this matchup, because he's also running dragons, and dragons do counter Dragonfire Potion.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Eloise is running a single Holy Nova as well, but yeah, Silvername doesn't need to play around Excavated Evil. There is, of course, the Blackwing Corruptor plus Shadow Word Pain, which would deal with Corcoran and Twilight Guardian. It's kind of a direct counter that we can see in Eloise's hand.
At cost of her health, though.
Yeah. It looks like she's probably going to... Well, okay, so she has to decide whether she wants to play Blackwing Corruptor and her weapon into the Azure Drake and clear up the monkey with her Shadow Word Pain, or if she doesn't want to deal with the Drake, she could just play Bookworm and deal with the monkey that way.
Or she can also just go for, Azure Drake, and then she can still heal up and still go for a Shadow Word Pain and to deal with the monkey.
Yeah, that's true. That seems good as well.
Any choice, I think, is totally fine. Any decision here she makes, and she goes for Pain.
One way or another, that monkey was dying to Shadow Word Pain or Bookworm. I think we can agree on that. Silvername starting to get sick of these corruptors, I imagine.
Well, he's only seen 4, right? But now he can summon 9/9 for 6 mana. Although he should be expecting Shadow Word Death here and there.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the stage now where the Dragon Priest really shows its strength, because if there was a 9/9 and a Twilight Guardian from Silvername, Eloise would have just said, okay, great, Bookworm, Shadow Word Death, your turn.
Huh. It's interesting how Silvername is now just completely playing around the Shadow Word Death while having 2 cards to go.
Oh my goodness, another Shadow Word Pain.
Oh man.
This is like everything Eloise needs now. All she doesn't have is an answer to the second 9/9.
Correct. I wonder if she runs a 2 Shadow Word Death. Let me check. She does run second Shadow Word Death as well, so that's why Silvername played around the Draconic Crusher. Usually priests just run 1, but here she's running 2.
Yeah, which is hugely relevant. But where she may run into an issue is later on with Ragnaros or Grommash. She doesn't actually have answers for those either.
Grommash has a huge health pool in this matchup. It's really hard to kill with the minions.
I mean, Grommash just kills Eloise right now with the Fiery War Axe and the ping on the. So ping Grommash, ping it, and then War Axe. That's 13 damage.
Yeah, Silvername doesn't even need a trigger.
So she's going to need to heal this turn. She's even going to trade the Corruptor into the 1/1. Wow. She knows what she's playing around.
Yep, she's playing around.
Wait, no, she's not.
Oh. Uh-oh, will this be... No, it's not.
Okay. I'm surprised that Eloise didn't opt to play around the Grommash there. Actually...
He probably thought that, she knows that if she just let that go, she's going to lose, although Silvername has a ping, actually, so...
Yeah, I guess she decided Grommash wins anyway, and rather than playing around that, she decided to try and just protect her Blackwing Corruptor. But now she actually is safe from Grommash. For now.
For now.
Silvername's health is getting low as well.
Yeah, it's pretty low, but it's not... she doesn't have to worry about it for the time being. Not that low.
Okay. And now he's built up a board once again.
Ooh. the Surgic and Holy Nova deals 3 AoE damage, and that's pretty good against the board the Silvername has.
It's nice, but again, it leaves her on 13 health, and Silvername still has Fiery War Axe. And so if he picks up Grommash, it's still just lethal.
At this point, though, there's nothing she can do about it.
No, there isn't.
Silvername now is running out of a card.
He is, but he does have a 9/9 on the board. That's a pretty good last card to have.
Ooh. Oh
Okay,
no, she does not have a dragon at the moment.
It's huge though because it activates the Wormist agent. So now Eloise actually has a taunt to defend herself from the 9/9. She'll probably just heal up the Drake so that Silvername can't ping it.
So she draws since she doesn't have to worry about dying next turn.
Okay, sure, shield, why not? She's just gonna build up as big a board as possible.
Oh yeah.
And say, let
and she's
Silvername...
threatening lethal next turn.
Yeah, I win next turn. How are you going to stop me? And the answer is I'm not.
Ooh.
Eloise takes the second win of the series.
Wow.
That was
just like that.
That was a really long game.
Yeah.
With, I think, quite a surprising ending there.
There are a few choices that I do not agree with it. Well, we did not agree with Eloise, but it worked out pretty well for her. So at the end of the day, it's player's decision.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing, isn't it, where like you physically can't play around every card. And even though you know every card in your opponent's deck, I'm assuming what Eloise thought was, I can't beat Grommash now. So I could play around it and lose to everything else, or I could not play around Grommash, assume it doesn't exist, and play around everything else and win if he doesn't have it.
Yeah, Silvername was near top decking anyway, so he only had 2 or 3 cards in his hand at most around that time.
It just became more and more of a threat as Silvername's deck got thinner and thinner. But now we move into what could be the final game. And Eloise has a great start here. She can only play one of the Twilight Whelps. But she's just going to go ahead and put a taunt down. That Potion of Madness...
Taunt looks good.
That Potion of Madness is a card that's not seen very often at the moment, but could be huge in this matchup.
It'd be huge in here, obviously. It doesn't still that many cards, but we're at this point. She's hoping it will still the somewhat buffed 2/3 Donald Trog and run them into 3/2 minions that the Silvername is gonna have.
Yeah, you're right. It's not the best steal, is it? Ooh.
Since the Silvername didn't equip, perhaps not the best now, but it could be later.
Thing is, Eloise
or she can just decide to kill that, knowing that, hoping that Silvername doesn't have weapon. But Silvername does have weapon in his hand. Spirit Claw is going to add a +4 damage next turn.
Yeah, I agree with this play, but she's very much hoping that there was no weapon. Northshire Cleric would have been even weaker against a weapon. Wow, okay. Silvername just doesn't care. He doesn't care when Eloise has got on the board.
Face. You don't want to take this matchup, especially knowing there are 2 Dragonfire potions. You don't want to take this game to the control matchup.
Yeah.
You want to just go face and win the game, hopefully by turn 6. Literally.
You're right. Double Dragonfire Potion, Holy Nova, Bookworm as well, another strong card in this matchup. Silvername does. He needs to win this as fast as he possibly can, and he's doing a great job so far. Eloise having to play really defensively here. Going to make a trade with the Twilight Whelp. Put up Northshire Cleric, which she knows just gets value traded into, probably.
Yep, just gonna trade it off. Or will he go face? Now that will be pretty aggressive play.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to leave a card.
Actually, you know what? The Feral Spirit is really good against Potion of Madness. The 2/3 defending against, defending each other and 3/1 on board.
Now, Eloise has a reprieve here, because she can just clear the board with Dragonfire Potion. I don't think she has a choice at this stage.
And she will.
And then next turn, Silvername's more than likely to play a 7/7, and it's just going to get hit by Shadow Word Death.
Yeah, he only has now 1 damage on board. Although it's just, if you just look at the board and health, and Eloise is at 16 health, Silvername is at 30.
Yeah. Silvername also has 12.
It's not what it looks like. It is.
Silvername also has 12 burst damage in his hand in the form of those 3
Ooh.
spells. He doesn't quite have the mana to play them all together just yet, but very
No.
soon he will. And these aren't the best set of options. I guess Eloise just has to
No.
take another Twilight Whelp.
Will she? You could also opt to go for Hunger Dragon and hope that you get something that can trade in.
Oh my! Maybe it
With
will
the
summon
Potion of
Mistress of
Madness.
Mixtures, right? It could summon
Hmm.
Mistress of Mixtures and heal Eloise.
Yeah. But you have to go for Silver Death here, so you do
Yeah.
want to play other minions. Then it's gonna be Twilight Whelp.
That works out. She's sacrificing the heal there, but obviously needs to cycle through her deck, needs to actually have minions on the board that will deal with Silvername's minions. It's looking not quite as terrible for Eloise now.
If a Silvername gets the spell powered though, things are gonna change drastically. Oh, and he does! Really go for Lava Burst for 6 damage and leave Eloise at only 6? That's quite a bit of damage coming, and I'm not sure if Eloise can defend herself now.
Wow.
Next turn is gonna come down to 9 damage. Oh no,
Yeah, Eloise does
that will
not
not
run.
be enough to survive.
She doesn't run Priest of the Feast.
No.
So there's no fun Priest of the Feast, Potion of Madness heal up play available to her. That's
Just like that, Silvername does take the game number 3,
wait,
and
it's not quite lethal, is it?
it's not. Oh wait. Oh,
It's one
wait, I'm
off.
sorry. I thought because the taunt.
Yeah, the taunt does actually
Yes,
save
I-
Eloise for now.
Yes,
So
yes, taunt saves Eloise.
let's not get too ahead of
Wow.
ourselves. She still
Oh, I'm
has a way
sorry.
to win this.
Mhm. That's Silvername.
It's tight though.
It's a very tight. It's gonna come down very close. I would actually opt for spell power to be honest here, or Jade Lightning. Then he can go for say deckhand, or interesting.
Oh, that's really bad for Eloise. Whereas it seemed like Silvername just wasted 4 damage. He just got 2 of that damage back.
Unless Eloise has another taunt, which
She could take a
it
feral.
could earn.
Uh, yeah, I don't think she has a way to survive now, does she?
No. She
Jade
does not.
Claws plus Lightning Bolt plus Southsea Deckhand is
There's too
more
much damage in Silvername's hand and the deck.
7 damage in Silvername's hand. 7 health on Eloise's hero. Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately. Let's be fair for a moment. Eloise almost just swept with her
Yeah,
mage
she
increase.
almost 3-0'd the Silvername, which would be
Right.
quite another upset. I believe she's ranked at the moment top 53rd in the world,
Wow.
and upsetting players like Silvername, Show, and other top players. This tournament was really stacked, and she's beating one by one. She's just
Yeah.
beating all the top players.
Well, Eloise is an incredibly talented player. You know, there's a reason that she's on Tempo Storm. There's a reason that we see her in all of these tournaments performing really well. And again, there's a reason that she's so popular. Like I said earlier, popularity and being good at Hearthstone are not always mutually exclusive. She's a very, very good player, and now she's going to want to win this. I want to say slightly favored matchup for her.
Oh, I believe this is a very favorite matchup for
Yeah.
Shaman.
Yeah. Oh,
Unless you
that
draw into
happens.
patch turn 1.
That's always the worst, isn't it? Like picking it up, not in your mulligan, but as your first draw, just feels so bad for some reason because there's nothing you could do about it.
No, and like you know that you have a limited cards that you want to pick up, and especially for Shaman, you're gonna be relying on that burst damage with a spell so later in the game, and you're not just gonna have that as much. 1 card less spells. Like it might be the game decider.
Okay. Bloodseeker. Not a card we've seen a lot of recently.
No, I did say that this matchup is, by the way, favored strongly for Shaman, but you know, Silvername's not playing the typical aggro warrior, and Dragon Warrior actually has been very good counter to aggro mid-range, at least mid-range shamans in the past.
Yeah.
Although we have yet to see that statistics after recent expansion.
Wasn't it the case that Dragon Warrior was kind of created as a counter to mid-range shaman?
Yes,
But
it
then-
was. Yes, it was.
But then Spirit Claws and Maelstrom Portal came out, and the shamans went, haha, we now counter you straight back.
Well, even then, even back in the days, even after the Spirit Class, after Karazhan, Dragon Warrior were still one of the best counter for the Shaman. But I'm not sure about that since, you know, things are a little different now. We have the mean strip suggestion, we have different car set, we have extra power for, well, extra power for Shaman on the early turns.
That being said, there's no execute anymore in Dragon
No.
Warriors generally. I don't think there is in Silvernames. We haven't seen one anyway, and that
Yeah.
means it's going to be tricky for him to get rid of this 7/7. He can do
Thus,
it. Oh, wait.
Silvername gets a dragon.
Yeah, he needs a dragon, exactly. Patches.
Oh.
Okay, well, both players picked up Patches again. It's nice and fair, you know. Both players choosing to run
And
Stone
actually-
Spore.
Actually, he can clear the 7/7 now.
Thanks to Patches, yeah.
Yes, thanks to the patches.
Oh, no.
Or he
just
could have
ping
just
it.
pinged, and
Okay.
oh, he's just gonna ping it.
Not making the most of Patches when he had the chance.
Mhm. Now, Eloise can go for Buccaneer and Jade Claws, but then she's left with this one awkward mana, which I'm not sure what she's gonna deal with. Although she can actually just kill the 3/3 on board with the South Sea deckhand. I don't know if that's what she wants to do though. I mean, it's not like if you have a South Sea deckhand against a mage hero power, it'll be pinged off. So you kind of want to go for a trade. But now Eloise is left with just one card in her hand, and that's gonna spawn 2/2 Jade. That doesn't look like the good board.
Yeah, it's definitely slowing down for her, isn't it? She needs.
Yeah, she's running out of steam,
She needs.
especially because of the patches that she drew. Ooh,
That's what I was going for. She needs Finley. I was going to say like as soon as
Yep.
possible, and really what
and
she
she
needs from it is
also
life
needs
tap.
the Warlock hero power.
Exactly.
Life tap.
Like Hunter is okay, but it's not really going to take her the game back. Oh, and there's the Hunter one. Oh dear, no life tap available.
No, but it might be actually be okay since the Warrior's hero power would be really good counter to City Shot. But Silvername doesn't have that, so if Eloise can somehow survive for the next 3 to 4 turns, Silvername, unless she gets a dragon, doesn't really have that great fast hand either.
Yeah. So.
This could be okay.
Oh, okay, but she actually decides to put everything she can on the board. She's going to go ahead and
Yeah.
develop the Jade, you know, deal 2 damage next turn essentially, rather than 2 damage this turn.
Alright, so Silvername doesn't get the to draw into a dragon, and he's now left with the 5/4. And whoa, Eloise gets a flanking totem. Possibly
Okay.
best card she could have gotten here
Yeah, here we go. I like
with the
the
3
idea
minions
of,
on board.
I like the idea of trading in the taunt totem and the weapon, and then dealing more damage with the minions on either side. She's actually going to go with the trade without taking any
Oh.
damage. Okay, same effect either way. She deals slightly less damage this way,
Mhm.
but conserves more health and keeps the taunt up. Though
And you know,
Ragnar's-
those whether you make a trade into it with the totem or the 2/2 minion isn't gonna make too much difference since Ragnar still 8 damage.
She just needs to go ahead and go all in now. Maelstrom Portal's coming
Yeah.
down almost instantly, hoping for something with charge, not getting it.
No. If that gotten a South Sea deckhand, 4 damage space, that would actually put Silvername down to quite a low health.
She is
More
so
of a
close
reachable
now.
health for lethal next turns. But she didn't get it, and he's left with the wow, Silvername really not getting extra dragons.
Really not, is he? He
No.
really needed a dragon to put up that taunt. I assume he's going to just hold on to Twilight Guardian for a little bit longer, hoping he gets the taunt soon. Really does not want this Ragnaros to go face.
Or will he? He could just play it for tempo now. It's alright, he will just pass the turn, hoping for a taunt. At this point though, like Eloise doesn't really have that many charge left, I don't think. If in fact does she have any? She should be relying on spells now instead of the charge minions.
Feral Spirits would be fantastic for Eloise now. Talon Trog's not
Oh, yeah,
terrible.
against
it's an
Ragnaros.
extra- Oh well, yeah, it's just good for making the board wider against Ragnaros, I think, and like Eloise needs to have something on the board with Flame Tongue Totem next turn to deal as much damage as she can. She's so close to lethal here.
He's so close. And Silvername also is so close. And he finally picks up a dragon for a taunt.
There's
And he
still
can't
burst
kill the
damage,
Plankton
though.
Totem.
There's still a lot of burst damage in Eloise's deck, I think.
Yep,
Have we
and
even seen a
Eloise
single
is
lava
a hero
burst?
power. That Hunter hero power told us keep chewing on Silvername's health. Now, if Eloise top, oh no, she did not get the lava burst.
Right, but that is just a one attack weapon that Silvername has,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not actually over just yet.
Yeah, the Aya is actually really good countered for Ragnaros. Ragnaros is gonna have a hard time dealing with this board. But how much damage does Silvername have now?
I think I counted 9.
Yeah, 9. So he just needed 2 extra damage, which he did not get here either. And Eloise is really happy to see the 9-9, but she knows there's the that sentence coming right up next turn. So Eloise also needs to top deck something.
There are so many
deals
outs for
3
Eloise
damage.
now, though. There's lightning bolts, jade lightnings, lava
Yeah.
bursts. There are so many.
There are so many cars. I'll say they're about the third chance that Eloise just top decks a lethal. Although the Silvername has to deal with this board somehow, and it might be difficult to deal with all of them. In fact, it is.
Okay, well, Silvername does get a 1 in 4 right now to win the game. He misses.
Oh no, that is. Oh no, that is possibly the worst outcome. It didn't matter with the lava burst.
Oh my goodness. What a game. What a series.
What
I
a
know
game.
that, again, it was quite fast. It didn't go down to the final game, which would have been a Shaman mirror match. But there were some incredibly close games there. All 3 of the last games were so close.
And you know, not many people are a fan of the Shaman mirrors. I think people are seeing enough of that in tournaments. So I'm
And
a
on the
little
ladder,
bit personally
generally.
happy that I didn't see that.
Yeah. But congratulations to Eloise, the second player joining RDU, making it through to the finals tomorrow, or at least the semi-finals tomorrow. Oh my goodness! I actually that series got me so worked up there.